Hi friends, coming to the third method of replacement theory. Now in the previous videos we have discussed when the items are gradually deteriorating. The third type of method can be when the items are not gradually deteriorating, otherwise there is a sudden breakdown. You were not expecting the breakdown, but there is sudden breakdown. So in such cases, two types of policies you will observe. First is individual replacement policy and second is group replacement policy. Now what is individual replacement policy? Individual replacement policy means whenever a particular asset fails, replace it. For example, we take the example of bulbs. In every organization there are many bulbs which are installed, and if any bulb stops working or it is burnt, replace it. It is called individual replacement policy. The second one is group replacement policy. Group replacement policy means the company may have policies that we will be replacing all the assets, all the bulbs after a particular time. Maybe the company has 1000 bulbs and the company has decided every 2 years we will be replacing the bulbs. Whether the bulbs are working or not, irrespective of that, we will be replacing. Now, of course, the individual replacement cost per unit will be more, while the group replacement cost per unit will be less. But overall, we have to compare whether the individual replacement policy is beneficial for the organization or not, or the group replacement policy is beneficial. So we compare both individual and group replacement policies. Let us learn this comparison with the help of one practical question. Now see, this is the practical question in which whenever there is sudden downfall or when there is sudden failure of the machineries, then we will be calculating whether the individual replacement is okay or not. Let's understand this question. In this question you have been given the data of 5 weeks and it is the percentage given which the bulbs that will be failing at the end of the week. So it means 10% bulbs are generally failing at the end of the first week, 25% bulbs are failing at the end of second week, like that. Another information is given as total bulbs that have been working in the factory are 1000, and if these bulbs are individually replaced, it means whenever they are burnt out, they are replaced, it takes ₹5 to replace each bulb. But if all the bulbs are replaced simultaneously, we are replacing all the bulbs without checking whether they are burnt or not, then it will cost ₹2. So group replacement cost is ₹2 per bulb and individual replacement cost is ₹5 per bulb. So it is proposed that all the bulbs should be replaced at the fixed intervals. So we have to just check whether the individual replacement policy is okay or group replacement policy is okay and when the group replacement should be done. So to solve such questions, we have to find out individual replacement cost and the group replacement cost. Now, to calculate the individual replacement cost, first of all, we will prepare one table. So as you can see, the percentage failing has been given 10, 25, 50. So percentage goes till 100. So it is a cumulative percentage. First of all, we will find out the simple percentage of bulbs that will fail at the end of each week. So first is 10, 25 minus 10, 15, 50 minus 25, 25, 80 minus 50, 30, 100 minus 80, 20. So its total will be 100 as percentage of bulbs have been given. In some question you will be directly given this or you can be given cumulative, but you will require the simple percentage, not cumulative one. So from this you have to calculate probability of failure. So what is the probability? Probability is 10 by 100. In first case it is 10 by 100. So first probability is 0.1. Second is 15 by 100, so 0.15, 25 by 100, 0.25, 30 by 100, 0.30 and 20 by 100, 0.20. So its total should always be equal to 1. So if in the question probability is already given, you need not do this step. But the total of probability should always be equal to 1. So you can name it as P and name it as X this week. The time period will be taken to be as X, X1 or Xi, you can say. I means for ith period and P. So now you have to calculate Px, probability multiplied by week. So 1 into 0.10, it will be 0.10. 2 into 0.15, it will be 0.30. Then is 3 into 0.25, that is 0.75. 4 into 0.30, 0.12. And the last is 5 into 0.20 is 1. So here we will calculate sigma p into x, probability multiplied by weeks. So this comes out to be 1.20. 4 into 0.3 will be 1.20. So now its total is 3.35. So this you may call it as average life of a bulb. So what we have done is we have taken the probabilities, multiplied it by weeks. So you can write it like that, average life of a bulb. Now average life of a bulb is equal to 3.35 weeks, as the data was given in weeks. So now out of this we will be finding out what are the average number of replacements. From the life we will go towards average number of replacements. So how many replacements will be required? If this is the average life of a bulb, how many replacements will be required? So the formula will be total N, that is total number of bulbs which are required, and the mean life. Mean life means the average life that we have just calculated. So now in this question, capital N was given 1000. You can check capital N, it means how many bulbs were required, 1000, and the mean life we have calculated it to be 3.35 weeks. Therefore, we will be getting how many bulbs will be required to be replaced. 299 bulbs on an average will be requiring the replacements. So now if this is the requirement of the bulbs, so from here we can calculate the individual replacement cost. Now if we require 299 bulbs to be changed and the individual replacement cost was rupees 5 given in the question. So 299 into 5, individual replacement cost is 1495 rupees. So this is the first part of your question. Here we have calculated the individual replacement cost by calculating the average life, that is mean life of a bulb. From there we calculated how many replacement will be required. So we calculated that around 299 bulbs will be required and individual replacement cost was given rupees 5. So we have multiplied 299 with 5. This is the first answer, that individual replacement cost will be 1495. Now let us move on to group replacement cost now. Now for calculating the group replacement, you will be required to calculate N0, N1, N2, N3 till the N's required in the question. In this question you will see we will be requiring the calculation till N5. So depending upon the number of time period and probabilities given in the question, you will be requiring from N0 till Nn. For calculating N0, you need not do anything. N0 is the total number of bulbs given in the question. So this will always be given in the question. So here in this question, it was given that 1000 bulbs were there. So initially, what was the number? 1000. And slowly they were reducing as there were some problems in the bulbs. So that is why they were failing, and N1, N2, N3, N4, N5 will keep on changing. But in the initially, N0 was 1000. Now for calculating N1, you have to apply the formula. What is the formula? Formula is N0 P1. This is the formula to calculate N1. So what was N0? N0 we have written is 1000. P1, you have to check probability 1 from your table that we have previously prepared the table. The first value, the probability was 0.10, or you can say 10 by 100, or you can write here 0.10. So 1000 multiplied by 10 upon 100. So our N1 comes out to be 100. Now to calculate N2, the second formula will be N0 plus N1. So you have to remember this formula. How you will be remembering? N0, N1, P2, P1. So N will go further, P will be moving in the opposite direction. N0, this is N0, N1. So 0, 1. P will be moving in the opposite direction. P2, P1. Similarly, if I have to design the formula for N3, it will be N0 plus N1 plus N2. P will be in the opposite direction. So P3, P2, P1. Like that you will be designing the formula. Now if I have to design formula for N4, it will be N0 plus N1 plus N2 plus N3, and P will be moving in the opposite direction, P4, P3, P2, P1. So this is how the formula will be designed. Coming to N5, N0 plus N1 plus N2 plus N3 plus N4. Now P5, P4, P3, P2, P1. So this is how you will remember this formula. Now let us put the values. N0 is 1000. P2 you can check from the table that we have created. In the table we have taken P2 to be 0.15. So 0.15 plus, what is N1? N1 we have calculated here 100, and what is P1? 0.10. This you can check from the table. So the calculation of N2 comes out to be 160. Now putting the values in N3, N0 is 1000. P3 you can check from the table. P3 was 0.25 plus N1 we have calculated it to be 100. P2 you can check from the table, it was 0.15 plus N2 we just calculated, it is 160 multiplied by P1 in the table you can check, it was 0.10. So solve, it comes out to be 281. Next, N0 is 1000. P4 you can check from the table, it was 0.30 plus N1 is 100. P3 0.25 plus N2 is 160. P2 was 0.15. N3 we calculated 281 into P1 was 0.10. Just solve this, and solving this you will get 377. Similarly, in the last you will be putting the values. N0 is 1000. P5 you can check from the table. P5 was 0.20 plus N1 100. P4 we calculate in the table, it was 0.30 plus N2 came out to be 160. P3 you can check from the table, it was 0.25 plus N3 we calculated was 281. P2 was 0.15 plus N4 that we just calculated 377, and P1 was 0.10. Just solve this last and you will be getting 350. So as we have maximum P, till that you have to go. So our values came out to be, N0 has come out to be 1000, N1 has come out to be 100. We will just note it down in the table. N2 has come out to be 160. N3 has come out to be 281. N4 has come out to be 377, and N5 has come out to be 350. Now we will make a table and just note down these values in the table. So now making the table for the calculation of average cost of group replacement. First of all, end of the week. So how many weeks data was given? 5 weeks. So you will be writing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how many weeks data is given? Just you have to write the weeks. Then is total number of bulbs failed. These we have already calculated with the help of N1, N2, N3, N4 like that. So you have to put the value of N1 over here. N1 we calculated was 100, N2 was 160, N3 was 281, N4 was 377 and N5 was 350. So these are the bulbs which failed. Next you have to cumulate this figure. So what will be the total number of bulbs failed? So cumulate number of bulbs failed. So it will be 100 plus 160, it will be 260 plus 281, it comes out to be 541 plus 377, this is 918 plus 350, it is 1268. So these are the cumulative number of bulbs failed. Next column you will prepare is cost of individual replacement. if you check from the question, the individual replacement cost was rupees 5. So you have to multiply this column with rupees 5. 100 into 5, 500. 260 into 5, 1300. 541 into 5, 2705. 918 into 5, 4190. 1268 into 5, 6340. So now we are making the table of group replacement, but here we are putting the individual replacement cost also. Why? Because as and when the bulb will be failing, it has to be replaced. Group replacement will be done after a fixed interval. But whenever the bulb is failing, it was given in the question, it has to be replaced. So these are the bulbs failing, we have to get them replaced. The next column that we will make is the cost of group replacement. This was the cost of individual replacement. This is the cost of group replacement. So whenever the group replacement is to be done, it is done for all the bulbs. There were total 1000 bulbs. And we have seen in the question it was given, it is costing rupees 2 to replace all the bulbs. So at every point the group replacement will be done, you have to bear the cost of 2000 rupees. So you will be filling this 2000 for every year. For every year you have to bear this cost. Now after calculating this, we will be calculating the total cost. Total cost means this column plus this column. Individual cost plus group cost. 500 plus 2000, 2500, 1300 plus 2000, 3300. Next will be 4705, 6590, 8340. So this is my total cost of replacement whenever the group replacement policy is followed. But to take a decision when to replace, I have to calculate the average total cost. And the average total cost is calculated by dividing total cost with the weeks. So 2500 divided by 1. First answer is 2500. 3300 divided by 2. 1650. 4705 divided by 3. 1568. 6590 divided by 4. 1647. 8340 divided by 5, 1668. So this will help me in taking the conclusion. So which one is minimum? See, cost is reducing. Here it is minimum, after that it is increasing, and it is happening in the third year. So you will be writing the line that the average cost is minimum in case of group replacement in the third year. It means in the third year, if you want to adopt the group replacement policy, then you can adopt. But before writing the final conclusion, you have to check whether the group replacement is better or individual replacement is better. So now if we are following the policy of group replacement, we found that this is the cost we will have to bear. Rupees 1568. And earlier we have calculated the individual replacement cost as well. So now these two costs have to be compared. So just check what was the individual replacement cost. It was rupees 1498 that we have earlier calculated. 1495. So which cost is minimum? Of course, individual replacement cost is minimum. So you will be recommending that individual replacement cost policy is recommended. This is recommended because group replacement is dearer and individual replacement is cheaper. So this is how you will be giving the conclusion that if you want to go ahead with a group replacement, it has to be done in the third year. But if we want to compare individual and group replacement cost, our individual replacement cost is minimum. So we recommend that you should go ahead with the individual replacement cost instead of group replacement cost. This is how the group replacement and individual replacement costs are calculated and conclusions are drawn.